have work to do, but we want to celebrate the journey. We want to celebrate how happy we are.
Tonight on Fox 55 News, Parkview Health with a milestone administering their 50,000th COVID-19 vaccine. What goals healthcare workers want to continue to reach with the vaccination process. Plus, a local grocery store chain now offering COVID-19 shots, how you could sign up and shop at the same time, and how it'll create more appointments in the state. And later, plug-in and go electric cars becoming more popular among buyers, how Fort Wayne is helping those cars and car owners throughout the city. Fox 55 News starts right now. Hospitalizations and COVID positivity rates down across the country, including here in Indiana. Good evening, I'm Chris Malooly. Thanks for joining us. The number of COVID patients in Indiana hospitals are at its lowest since mid-September, and state officials say there isn't a backlog of vaccines from this month's winter storms. This as the Parkview Center is celebrating a vaccination milestone today. Fox 55's Drew Fry tells us why healthcare workers say 50,000 doses is just the first step.
50,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine have now made their way through the Parkview MEIJER Center and into the community. Michelle Charles is proud of her clinic's progress.
We have work to do, but we want to celebrate the journey. We want to celebrate how happy we are that we can participate in helping the community.
Parkview administered that 50,000th dose just before 11 o'clock this morning, but they aren't stopping there, as they say more and more people register for the COVID-19 vaccine every day. And pharmacy manager Heather Contouris is ready for more.
This is just our first milestone, but we want to double that. We want to triple that. You know, we're ready here at Parkview to keep going and administering vaccines.
Of those 50,000 so far, Parkview vaccinator Beth Wolf is particularly proud of giving doses to those who have needed extra accommodations.
I wanted to be a part of something that was going to help the community, including people who would have a difficult time getting here otherwise.
A retired nurse herself, Wolf is excited to see how relieved people are to feel safe in the community once again.
Usually by the second shot, they say, well, thank goodness I made it to the second shot. I can relax. And I've heard people say exactly that.
The Parkview healthcare workers say they don't plan to relax just yet, especially with Hoosiers aged 60 and older now eligible for their vaccines. In Fort Wayne, I'm Drew Fry, Fox 55 News.
Parkview is regularly able to give around 1,000 shots per day. You can learn more about registering for a vaccine at our website at WFFT.com. The vaccine clinic at the War Memorial Coliseum is expected to double by early March. The Allen County Health Department says the site will average closer to 2,400 people per week. This is because the clinic will finally begin using the Pfizer shots along with the Moderna vaccine it had already been using. The department says the increase won't affect clinic hours at this time. Right now, another location in Fort Wayne opening up for vaccine doses. The difference with this location is you could shop for groceries right before or after you get the shot. It's because the MEIJER pharmacy on Lima Road has begun vaccinating Hoosiers over the past 2 days. MEIJER plans to open 63 more clinics at stores throughout the state. The MEIJER on Lima Road, where that vaccine clinic is, gave out roughly 1,000 doses so far, and this is a part of the federal vaccine program and doesn't affect how many vaccines the state receives. Clinic pharmacist Sam Champion says she's excited to reach as many people as possible.
The number of stories that you hear when you're giving these vaccines is amazing. People have plans for after their second dose.
Well, it's not just pharmacists excited, but Hoosiers receiving their doses. We spoke with Dennis Siegel right after he got his first vaccine dose. He says he's already has his plans to get to travel when he's fully vaccinated, including going out to dinner and maybe even visiting family in Arizona.
I have a brother out there, and they're on lockdown just like around here. So we decided to stay home because we could take care of ourselves better here.
Right now, that Lima Road clinic doesn't know when their next shipment of doses will arrive. And to find a vaccination site near you, look at more Indiana and Ohio COVID numbers. That information is at the top of our website at WFFT.com. We're going to have more coronavirus news coming up soon, but we're going to shift to weather and another warm day in the middle of winter. Meteorologist Beverly Perry says some changes are on the way. Beverly, what does that mean, changes?
So the changes are only going to be brief. So I just want to let you all know that it's just going to be a brief cool down for us. High temperatures today topped out for a lot of us in the mid to upper 40s. 46 was a high in Fort Wayne. But notice we have some blues off to our northwest. So we're going to cool things down as we roll into tomorrow. But again, just briefly cooler, my friends. We'll have more clouds than sunshine tomorrow. But look at this third headline here. We will be feeling a lot more like spring once we roll around to Friday. And wait until you see that weekend, Chris.
Very much looking forward to it, Beverly. Thanks. During Governor Holcomb's weekly coronavirus update this afternoon, we learned about a program that's bringing COVID-19 vaccines to Hoosiers who can't make it out of the house. The HOMEBOUND HOOSIER program matches available vaccines from local health departments with homebound seniors. Local EMS and fire departments deliver and administer that vaccine right in your home. The program uses extra vaccines or vaccines not used from appointment cancellations or no-shows. The service is available to Hoosiers 60 and older. To register with the local agent, you can call that number on your screen. That's 800-986-3505. And another way Hoosiers will be able to be vaccinated is through one of the state's mobile units. The state health department is sending 10 mobile vaccine units across Indiana. These will go to counties where available appointments are already booked far in advance. Right now, though, in Northeast Indiana, there are no mobile units near us. The increase in vaccines and decrease in hospitalizations across the state, pretty evident when you're looking at the state's metric map. You can see all the blue and yellow on your screen, and that's pretty evident from just looking at Northeast Indiana, too. That blue metric, it's 100% of those restrictions. It can be lifted, and you can see 2 of the 3 orange counties in the state are located here in Northeast Indiana. Those are Whitley and Huntington counties. Now, taking a look at COVID numbers in Indiana, the State Department of Health reporting 1,019 new positive cases. This brings the total to over 658,000. 14 new deaths brings that total to 12,039. The 7-day positivity rate is 4.1%. Around our area, Allen County adding 62 cases. Defiance adds 12 cases and 1 death. Elkhart adds 30 cases and Huntington adds 11. Noble County adds 8. Steuben adds 4. Wabash adds 8. And Whitley County adds 10 cases. Nearly 1.9 million appointments have been scheduled since Indiana began offering the vaccine in December. Here's a breakdown of vaccinations in Indiana. 69% of Hoosiers over the age of 80 and older, they have been vaccinated or have scheduled an appointment. 70% of people ages 70 to 79, they have gotten their vaccines. 63% of those ages 60 and 65, and 38% among people ages 60 to 64 also vaccinated. This week, Indiana is expecting 247,000 doses of Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. The shipment includes both first and second doses. Next week, the state expects to receive 267,000 more vaccines. And a look at state COVID vaccination numbers within the last 24 hours. 15,714 first doses have been administered, and 22,969 are now fully vaccinated. The total first dose of the vaccine administered in the state, over 920,000, and number of fully vaccinated is over 482,000. Well, Indiana is no longer administering COVID-19 vaccines to people who live outside the state. Initially, Indiana offered the vaccine to people who lived in other states but worked in Indiana. That was to ensure all healthcare workers and first responders were vaccinated. Weaver says most, if not everyone who has done this, has been vaccinated already. You will need to provide a proof of residency to get a vaccination. However, if you live out of state and started the vaccination progress, you'll be able to complete it. And coming up, electric car owners struggling to find places to charge their cars. It's going to be a little easier now, especially in the city of Fort Wayne. The city's planning to make charging stations more accessible. Plus, a 5-year-old Indiana girl left in the cold for hours after school, why her mother is blaming the school and daycare for the mix-up. And later, Indiana University is making a transition back to normal campus life. What sparked the decision to send students back to in-person learning?